Hello, meet my friends. Mike Maegly from the circuit. A wins video tonight. I don't get to do these very often. I got back in the gym at Trent in time to see, I think, like the last four wins groups. So just some thoughts on that a little bit there. I'm not going to get into any win pedagogy or anything like that. That's the last thing you want from drummer me is talking about that. I think there's an opportunity now that we're in some of the larger arenas, Nutter and Trent, and going forward, some of the taller arenas. Centerville's another one, providing with floor space. Maybe think about moving the floors back a little bit. It doesn't have to be right up against that front sideline. It doesn't have to be, we can move it back a little bit. Trent's a great example of that. Nutter Center's a great example of that. Move it back a little bit. Give yourselves a little bit more room, a little bit more elbow space up front. Especially I remember watching somebody was switching instruments up front and just got a little cluttered up there. So moving the floor back a ton will help that for sure. Let's talk percussion with the wins. I'm trying not to offend anybody here. We have to decide if the percussion is an important part of the balance of the ensemble or it's just there for colorization. Do I need the melody, the harmony part of that from the mallet instruments, or is it just there to give me a color? And that's cool. That's a cool thing to think about. If it's just there for color, let's get more colors. Let's get mark trees. Let's get Chinese bell trees. Let's get some finger cymbals. Let's get, some more suspended cymbals, some timpani, some bass drum roll impact things like that. Some more colors, a nice tam-tam and some lower volume things. Some more colors back there. The reason being, a lot of groups some of the groups I witnessed, your mallet players are playing in the same ranges sometimes with your woodwind players, and they're fighting for kind of that same sonic space, that same range. So they're not quite canceling each other out, but we're not getting the full effectiveness of that. I see people back there playing four mallets, but I'm not like, it's almost in a competing range. So pick and choose what those battles are, or pick some of those ranges. Maybe this week in rehearsal, hey, marimbas, was that all fit down an octave? A lot of the stuff will. I saw marimba players playing up in the uppermost range of the instrument, and I saw them working hard, but I wasn't getting anything there. Now, if that's not the important part, do you need that at all? Do you need to clean that at all? Could that be better served if it's something different? Or instead of it being on marimbas, is it on a set of orchestra bells, that same part on orchestra bells? And maybe it's not a four-mallet part, but we just need to outline this. I just need this hint of the harmony. So something to think about with this one. Told you it was winds-based, but there's some percussion to it. Excuse me, that one. Think also about speaker placement. Somebody had a really kind of an odd speaker placement for us to be able to sample it up front for the audience. Now, if that speaker placement was because the wind section plays along with that for timing purposes, that's fine. Realize, though, the decision to best benefit the players on the floor doesn't necessarily benefit the audience members. I'm curious what the judging community is telling you about those things. Or you're going to shoot me an email, maegly@me.com, and say, Mike, don't worry about it. They don't care either. Fine. Totally fine. All right. I'm trying not to offend anybody here. But just that was my take on it last evening at Trent Arena. So look for those couple of things. Do I need this? Think about what the sound quality is. I know that you can play along to a backing track there. Some of the sampled snare drum sounds were interesting. If you were looking for a marching type snare drum sound, I don't think anybody quite found that last night. It was just kind of a sampled MIDI snare drum sound, and that's fine for us. Great. But there may be some other possibilities out there just to tweak that snare drum sound if that's what you're looking for. Again, I love the things that are going on. Pushing the floor back, I think, helps us a bunch, especially in some of the taller arenas. That one. And then just decide for your percussionist, do I need this voice? Is it competing with the other voice in there? Sometimes a low marimba thing, or again, nobody wants to truck around timpani in the gym. I get that. But again, timpani in that low range, especially if you're struggling to get bottom in your ensemble sound, that might be something that helps you a lot. It doesn't have to be a bunch of pitch changes. They don't have to play the whole tuba part or string bass part, but just supporting some things there could help you a lot on that. I think colors are something that could help you out a bunch. Lots of colors in there. That's easy stuff to truck around. Anyway, just take it for what it's worth. Keep doing what you're doing. I love to see that the growth of the wind activity. Come to critique. I don't think everybody came to critique, so come to critique. Right? We're just trying to help you to make it better for your kids and for your school system. So come to critique. All right, hope this helps, guys. Some way. I'm trying to win, guys. Take care now.